Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? Yes, today is Wednesday. Ooh, sometime I have to check. So not sometime, all the time. I have to check. Make sure what day it actually is. Oh, I have been trying to come on for a few minutes now. He kept saying unable to connect. But here we are. Here we are. So good morning. Now I am tired this morning. I'm tired. And I'm not as cold. I was cold, but now that I'm drinking this hot coffee, it should be better. How's everyone feeling this morning? Hopefully all the snow is melting and it's warming up for everyone just a little bit, if not a lot, but hopefully a lot. Because I know one of my cousins got like 12 inches of snow, and oh, I couldn't imagine. Here in Alabama, too much rain causes mayhem and foolishness, you know? So you think about snow and ice. Yeah, yeah. We wouldn't know how to act. I would, because I would just simply stay inside. But those who just feel the need to get out on the road, they don't know how to act. So, yeah. Hope that it's getting better for everyone. Hopefully the grocery stores will be able to recoup. Excuse me. Even on my end in Alabama, there was no major threat of bad weather. But honey, they still went out and brought up everything. If there wasn't a fight down at the local Walmart, I would be surprised. Because there's one every time. Every time. I saw a fight one day, one evening, and I didn't even know about a storm. Any kind of bad weather was coming or anything like that. I was just at the Walmart because I needed to be at the Walmart. Because believe me, if I didn't need to go inside of the Walmart, I would not. So that particular evening, I needed to go inside and grab just a few things. Like I said, I didn't know that there was a storm coming or whatever the issue was that, you know, that they were in there buying up everything. But I did notice that the store was full. And I'd already made up my mind that I was not getting everything on my list that I thought I needed before entering the store. I was now just getting literally the bare necessities of that list. I get back to the milk, the produce, not the produce, I'm sorry, the dairy section of the store. And I see a lot of people back there at like the double doors, you know, that lead to the back of the store. And I heard somebody say that the workers were hoarding the milk for themselves. Still, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to grab what I need from over here and I'm going to leave. Worker comes out, and he was a young guy. He was like you know, you could tell that maybe this was his first job and he hadn't been on it long. He was a teenager. And he was telling them that the milk that they could see when the door was open was the expired milk. It was not, you know, for sale. And the guy just kept on yelling, you know, that I see the milk, they're hoarding, the employees are hoarding the milk for themselves. Now it's about no less than 20 people, you know, grouped up back there when I entered that section. And as he's, the more he yells, the Walmart workers are hoarding the milk for themselves, the more people, gather back there. And the guy, he's still trying to tell them, that milk is expired that you're seeing. It's not for sale. I would have just told those people, have at it. I would have wheeled that expired milk out there. Have at it. If you want it, you can have it. It's not even that serious. I've told you once that we're not hoarding milk. That milk is expired. It's not for sale. You're going to keep on and getting all up in my face. Have at it. Take it all. Pay for expired milk. I don't care. But for some reason he didn't. He just kept on. And now you can tell that he's, feeling his Cheerios and he's, standing on what he's saying, that milk is expired. Baby, they snatched him up and he disappeared into the crowd. The first guy that was hollering, they're hoarding the milk. All I saw was his hand grab the collar, the neck of that dude's of his shirt, and he was gone. And so was I. So was I. I disappeared as well. I took off. I don't know why I did not think to let go of the cart while I was running. But I didn't. When I finally stopped running, I was outside of Walmart. I ran out through the garden center. Good morning, Christopher. How are you doing? Good morning. I was telling about my Walmart experience, one of my Walmart experiences, where they're fighting over milk, egg, and cheese. But to finish the story, really quick, I ran out of Walmart. Like I said, I don't know why I didn't think to let go of the buggy. But I ran out and I had a buggy, well, what I had in there. And I didn't stop running until I got to my car. And because no one was in the garden center, everyone was passing me running toward the fight. The workers, shoppers, it was just pure mayhem and foolishness over the intercoms. They were, I think I was the only person running away. And because of that, like I said, by the time I got to the garden center where I had parked, and ran out, I didn't realize that I still had my buggy with everything in it. And I was not going back into the store. And so I just loaded all in my car and I was like, hey, I tried to look for a camera and I was like, hey, I'll be back. I'll be back to pay for this on my next shopping trip. But, I don't want to end up on the news or worse. So I'm going home. But yeah, they do that all the time. So like I said, if there was not a fight down at the local Walmart over milk, egg, and cheese, I'd be surprised. I'd like to know what they're doing with that stuff. What is what is that the secret recipe to? Milk, egg, cheese, and bread. No, they were getting milk, egg, and bread. What is that the secret ingredient to? I can't think of anything that those three ingredients. Are they making French toast? A different version of French toast with it? Milk sandwiches? Egg sandwiches? Drinking milk to wash it down? What? Because I haven't been able to figure that out yet in 54 years, and it seems to have been that way longer than that. But I'd really like to know, if you're in the store buying milk, eggs, and bread, let me know what you're doing with that stuff. I assume you have other items at home, but why those three things? Is that always what you're buying? I'd really like to know that. That's a mystery, a mystery of life, I guess. Everybody wants to know that, but even given the fact that they don't know why they're doing it, they're still doing it. I guess tradition. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't care what's coming. If I don't have to go to the store, I'm not going to the store. And I don't watch the news, so I don't know when anything is headed my way. I don't know anything, and that's perfectly fine with me. Not that I want to live in ignorance. I don't want to live in fear. And watching the news will facilitate fear, no doubt. Fear of everything, fear of going outside. I have enough reasons why I'm not going outside. You know what I mean? I don't need any more. Welcome in, everybody. How are you doing this morning, Christopher? Long time no see. Your message really tickled me this morning. You said horrible. You're right. You're right. But I guess we both understand, you know, life is life, and you know what I mean? And not just for me, but for you, and I understand that, you know. But we could do better. We should do better. We will do better. Even if it's just coming on here, come on every morning and say hi. That'd be better than what we've been doing. I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm glad. Your parents, how are they doing? I mean, we have a lot to catch up on. Not that we shall do it here. But, yeah. Good morning, Leah. Hey, cousin. Happy hump day. It is. And with that being said, today is the 28th. So y'all only have 3 more days to fulfill my personal challenge of going live every day for the month of January. And y'all know some days I've been live twice. I go live in the morning, then if I feel like coming back on in the afternoon or the evening, I do. So I've actually, fulfilled 31 lives already, but not 31 days. And that's what the challenge was, 31 days. So yeah, after today, I will have 3 more to go. And we're going to do a little jig on February the 1st. I might come back on the 31st, the evening of the 31st, and do a little jig that evening to celebrate. But, my personal challenge was every day for the month of January. And I didn't know what was going to come next. I didn't know if I was going to continue doing it or, I didn't know. But I can say right now, I'm going to continue doing it. I have met so many wonderful people, been able to reconnect with people. And when I don't come on, yes, thank you. When I don't come on because of an appointment or something, it throws my schedule off, I miss y'all. I miss talking to y'all. And y'all know I'll start a live with no one here, just talk to myself because that's what I do anyway. Just so happened that I'm doing it on YouTube, which is no different. Like I said, I talk to myself like this all the time. Myself and Milton Leroy, which is why he had an issue, small issue with jealousy. When I first started coming on a regular basis. Because mind you, when I was coming on prior to January the 1st, I was just coming on during my infusion treatments. And what really prompted me to start coming on, made me set the personal challenge to come on every day, was that I was getting messages, from people that were in my live during my infusion treatments, and they were like, hey, are you okay? We don't have an update, don't know, so I just want to reach out, and see if you're okay. And like I said, even prior to the infusion treatments, I had been feeling that nudge, and I'm like, I could start a YouTube channel and, promote sarcoidosis awareness. And you see the name of my channel. I still didn't listen then. I named it something else because that's what I thought it was going to be about. I didn't think it would have anything to do with sarcoidosis at all, other than y'all seeing my personal hashtag, Virgo Sarcoidosis Warrior. Been using that forever. Back in the 2020, 19, something like that. No, before then, when I started, when I became an ambassador for the Sarcoidosis Foundation, that was my hashtag that I used. So, yeah, been using it a long time. And that was the only thing that I felt would be, which, includes sarcoidosis. God said different, and here we are. So, like I said, going live every day. Like I said, unless I have a doctor's appointment, and then I'll go live when I can that day. But other than that, I shall be here. I will be here. Oh, I need to do my morning devotional. I got to talking about the Walmart and how they go in and buy up all the bread, the milk, and the eggs. I want to know what they're using it for. If they're using those 3 ingredients for something specific, or I know they, like I said, I know they have other food items in their home that they're probably, mixing them with. But if not, and I want to know why those 3 ingredients. Good morning, Cousin Holly. How are you doing? Just in time for the daily devotional reading. It says today is January 28th, 2026. Daily message is, your worth is not measured by productivity. You are valuable simply because God created you. Accomplishments are good, but they don't define you. Today, rest in the truth that you are loved for who you are, not just what you do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, in the eyesight of some, you can never do enough. So you have to love yourself and know that you are loved, and be around people who love you for who you are, not for what you do. Rule of the day. You are loved beyond what you produce. That's right. If you're only loved for what you do, that's not true love at all. The scripture comes from Ephesians 2, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, for we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus. Closing prayer. Lord, remind me today that my worth comes from you alone. Amen. Amen. Like I said, people will try to assign worth, value to you, but as long as you know your worth, what they assess you as does not matter. They didn't create you. They can't make you. And only if you allow them to, they will break you. And that is from, good morning, good morning. That's from the Daily Renewal, Daily Devotional, the Rise, Reflect, Renew 2026, 366 days of strength, peace, and spiritual renewal. If you like it, you can grab your own from Amazon. There's a link in my description box, in the description of my channel, that will take you to my Amazon books. Um, oh, guess what, y'all? I got a package that I'm gonna open this morning, and I am so proud of myself. Y'all know I was just talking yesterday about. I don't know if Leo was on here, but I took the back off of my concentrator because I'd never seen that little compartment on there, and I'm that person. My tism acts up, my capacity kicks in, and I had to know what was behind that door. Even though my hands were hurting, and first attempt, to get the door open with my hands didn't work. I had the bright idea. Let me go get a butter knife. I can get in this. On the way back with the butter knife, tripped over Milton Leroy. That was probably like a sign that's saying that, hey, you don't need to be fooling around in there. Leave it closed. That didn't kick in. That did not kick in until after I pried the door open. Like I said, I think I may have fixed something. I'm not sure. But I do know when I looked in there, I didn't see anything, really catch my eye. I just, um, I didn't really see anything that would catch my eye, like, hey, mess with this, touch that, pull that out. Nothing hit, it didn't strike me to do any of those things. But when I tried to close the little door back, it wouldn't close. I miss you too, Christopher. You made me laugh this morning. Your text made me laugh this morning. It's the word horrible that, I'm thrown off like that had me laughing. So when I went to close the door back, it didn't close. So then that's why I decided to move some stuff around and do some things. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe I fixed something that was broken that I didn't, I don't know. But I mean, it seems to be working fine. I'm still getting air. So I know I couldn't have messed up anything too much. I'll ask Matt when he comes in, if he comes in. But right now I'm going to open up. And y'all look at this beautiful packaging that it came in. How beautiful. And that's what I'm saying. I am so proud of myself because I waited to go live. Like I asked her if it was okay and she said yes, that I could open it on live. So I waited to go live because y'all know my capacity kick in and I wouldn't have been able to take it. Even Milton Leroy has been messing with it. He's like, hey, we're not going to open this up. And I'm like, we're going to wait. Y'all, he is right here. He is right here. He wants to see. Tell me this baby is not like his mama. He hadn't even been here long, and he's like his mama. Oh, y'all, thank you. And you know I'm always cold. Thank you. Oh, wow. And the matching brown. Thank you, cousin. Oh. Oh, wow. Tell me that what you put out there will not come true, and I will tell you that you're wrong. Whether you're putting out good, bad, or anything in between, that's the energy that you're going to get back. I was just telling Milton Leroy this morning, I was like, I have got to get some warmer clothes because I can't keep going live. I can't keep going live in my pullover. I could. I don't know why that is a thing with me. I'm like, they probably think that I'm sleeping in this and I'm not. I check the clothes up under it are different. Thank Thank you. Thank you so much. And y'all know I'm a crybaby, right? So I'm trying not to, because the more I cry, the harder it is to breathe. But I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time trying to keep from crying. Thank you, cousin. Thank you so much. Oh wow. Thank you. Whew. It's not working. I'm trying. I'm trying. But you know it's not gonna work. And Milton's like, let me see. Let me see. I didn't see. There you go, buddy. There you go. So, uh, get myself together, honey. Please. I don't know why I've turned into such a crybaby. Y'all hear me talking to myself. I'm usually telling myself, come on, get it together, get it together. Thank you. Thank you, cousin. But I literally was saying that this morning. It's like, God. And then I'm like, okay, once I get warmer clothes, it won't be that cold. But I'm always cold. It's just that now I am like freezing. I am cold, like to the bone. And Lee, I got your card out. I'll read it when I get offline, because like I said, I'm trying to hold back and trying to keep myself together. And like I said, the more I cry, the harder it is to breathe. And I know that, and I still cry. I just can't help it sometimes. Yeah. Whew. And y'all know next month I get my new equipment. Thanks to cousin Matt's great advice. And still I haven't seen Tony. I got you. And that's what I decided to do, because I'm like, I'll be crying like a baby. Y'all will be sitting on this live by yourself. Or Milton Leroy will, be up in here doing paw language to y'all, whatever he does. Like I said, Milton Leroy, he's still a little bit, his deficiencies show just like mine show. I know I have mental deficiencies. I know it. I know I'm thrown off, And Milton is my baby, so of course he's thrown off as well. And I hope y'all can't see. I feel like I'm shaking on the outside because I'm shaking on the inside. I am cold. And I'm probably going to have to go get my big fleece pullover and put it on, because I was like, okay, I'll just throw on, I'll wear this. And it's hooded. It's cute. But it's not thick. It's a sweatshirt dress. And it goes, I'm tall. 6 feet. Almost 6 feet. So it's long. It goes all the way down to the floor. It has pockets. Y'all can't see that, but it has pockets. So it's great, but it's not thick. And I was like, well, maybe this will, keep me warm, but nah, not so much. Not so much. So if I disappear, I'm going to put on my pullover, because this is not doing the job at all. Not like I thought it would. I thought it would do the job, it keep me warm. Plus I'm drinking hot coffee, but yeah, it's not staying hot. It's not even lukewarm. But we'll see. We'll see. So what are y'all doing today? Any plans? How's the weather, Leah? How's the weather on your end? like I said, I hope the snow is melting. And Christopher, what about you? How many inches of snow did y'all get? Hope it's melting and everybody, can get back to the regular scheduled program. The hustle and bustle, not so much so, but at least be able to go outside and move around and be safe. I know in different places that it's still cold, it's not going to warm up. But, minus the snow being on the ground might make it a little bit easier. Hopefully. 8 to 10? Oh, wow. It's so cold. And oh, wow. Bless y'all. Bless y'all. Like I said, the sun is shining. I know you can see it behind me. The sun is shining right here. But the wind, it is still cold. I don't know what the temperature is here other than cold. That's enough for me. I'm going by my body's temperature. But I can actually hear the wind, especially in the evening time. You can hear the wind just whooping around out there. Cleaning then next. Okay. I got you, Christopher. Now, Christopher is a friend from way back when. I don't know exactly how long we've been friends, but like I said, we've not kept in touch. Oh, 42. Oh, that's still cold for Florida. Yeah. Over the past couple of years, we have not kept in touch the way we used to, and too long, right? And so I woke up to a message from him this morning. I was like, hey, I'll be on live in a little bit. Here's a link if you want to come say hi. And he did. He's the first one here. So thank you, Christopher. And like you said, like I say, we're gonna have to do better. We can't catch up here, but I'm not gonna be on long. You probably about an hour this morning, because like I said, I am cold, and I need to contact my doctor because I am swollen. So that means that my infusion did not last longer. It didn't carry me to my next infusion, and that's what he wants to know. So he'll know how to start spacing them. Same for you, Christopher. Same for you. I mean, like I said, we've been friends for a long time. Never had, Christopher has always been very supportive. Very. Anything that I was doing, he always supported me. And I thank you for that. And I hope, anytime you call me and needed anything, you can say the same, because I love you. I do. But I was saying that that's how he gauges how to set my appointments. My next appointment my infusion is on February the 10th. So today is the 27th. I noticed the swelling on Sunday. I think I may have said something when I came on. There was one day that I was showing you how swollen my hands were. And they're even worse this morning. So, they hurt. And it's both hands this morning. And it's just all over. It's just all over. So, I'm going to message him and let him know that. And, yeah, we'll go from there, because I think he's going to have to up my steroids to get me to my next appointment, because I'm really feeling it. Like I said, I just got over a bad bout with pain, and not because of anything other than me having to miss 2 doses of medication, because the doctor did not send my prescription in a timely manner. So yeah. So now what I'm feeling now is definitely because of. I mean, what I was feeling then was because of sarcoidosis, but what I'm feeling now is the pain meds aren't really touching. So I can say that the infusions are working because I can tell when it's not. I can tell when it's not. So that would mean I would have 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh yeah, 2 more weeks. And that's about the same time frame as last time. I was about 2 weeks shy of my infusion when I started feeling it. So he's going to have to put them a little bit closer together because I do not want the, um, I don't think I need to get used to this high dose that they have me on now before we increase it. I feel like he could feel different, but even if he feels different, I'm still not going to agree to going up on the dosage any. We'll just have to space them a little bit closer. Let's do a week closer. I could go a week feeling like this more so than 2 weeks feeling like this. Or let's do steroids 2 weeks prior to my infusion treatment. And that's what he's been doing. He's been giving me steroids to get me to my next infusion. That's fine. I'll do that. That way I'll have an appetite. But yeah. So we'll have to figure out something. And like I said, sarcoidosis varies from one patient to the next. I loved hearing that. I asked Leah about, the respiratory infections, and she was like, no, it was the exact opposite. Once she started taking the treatment, respiratory infections subsided. Mine is the opposite. Once I started taking the treatments, I started having a lot of respiratory infections. I've had one continuous respiratory infection since almost a month after taking the first treatment. Took my first treatment in July, on July 15th. Yes. So then I can tell now that they're working. There was a time after starting them, because I was having a lot of respiratory issues. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell whether treatments were working or not because I was just sick, But now, like I said, when it gets like 2 weeks shy of my next appointment date, I can tell that they're working because now I'm having, symptoms of I can see a flare up, swollen hands, body just swollen. I stepped on the scale this morning and go from last week, the onset of my latest flare up, most recent flare up last year, I went from 149 to 178. So last week, I got on the scale and I was down to 163. And that's another reason why I don't have any warm clothes, because they don't fit, and I refuse to buy, bigger, larger sizes, because by the time I do that, I'll be back down, to 140 something. That's my weight, and I know all of this is just from the flare-up. And the earlier part of last year, like around April, I had gotten up to 153. When Queen Bee and I went out of town, I got up to 153. And I was like, oh, I'm getting a little bit fine, honey. I was like, oh, this is the midlife spread. I mean, just... I'm like, honey, I'm finna have a big butt. I'm finna grow some chestises. I'm just finna be out here twerking in these streets. Yeah, right. never been 53 before. I didn't know what the midlife spread was. I didn't know where it started. I just know I was picking up weight. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to get some hips. And, like I said, I was about to be out here when, with good knees and everything, honey. But I started noticing that I was now seeing swelling in my hands, in my face. And I was on a medication. I was taking Humira 40 milligram. I was, injecting every 2 weeks. Never missed. That's a lie. I may not have missed a dose, but I was like a day late at times, but not like 24 hours. Because sometimes I would have to talk myself into it. I would really have to do it. I dreaded it. Um, and the more I dreaded it, the more I would have to talk myself into it. But initially, when I first started taking Humira, it was like a wonder medication. I felt so good. And gradually, I started feeling bad. But because I'm so used to feeling bad, it didn't really set off any alarms, So, like I said, when Queen Bee and I went out of town, and, there were couple of items of clothing that I didn't pack because I couldn't, really get into them comfortably. But that was still fine, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm growing. I'm spreading out. I'm getting ready to twerk on these teenagers. Well, not teenagers, but 20-year-olds. These girls that are out here really twerking. I'm getting ready to show them how it's done. Knowing that I can't twerk. I can't even dance. I don't even, like I said, y'all, I have a great imagination. Anywho, when we got back, I noticed, more pain. And I'm like, oh, this is beginning to feel like I did when I was first, diagnosed with sarcoidosis. Then I began to notice the stiffness, more swelling, more pain. By the time I got to the doctor, I was 178 pounds and some change. My nurse weighed me in, and they weigh you in on the bed. She weighed me in, and she said she could tell by the way I was walking. She was like, "Are you okay?" No, I'm not okay. I don't know what's going on with this body, but I'm not okay. I was really expecting to be admitted into the hospital that day because I felt that bad. And usually I will buck against being admitted into the hospital. I gotta go home, feed the cat. I got 1,000,001 things to do but be admitted into the hospital. But that day I was ready, y'all. I was ready. The nurse looked at the weight. She looked at me. She said, "Let me go get the old-fashioned scale." I said, no need. I said, "That's right. I weighed this morning. That's right." And the doctor comes in even before she leaves. And he was like, "I saw you walk in, And he said, "Why didn't you call me sooner? Why didn't you say something? Here you are messaging me at 3 o'clock in the morning, really for nothing sometimes. But then when you're like this, holding on to stuff." I mean, I was in tears. It was a mess. And I'm like, well, I knew I had an appointment coming, and I didn't want to worry you. I didn't want to bother you. I won't do that again. He's a doctor. That's what he's there for. He just don't want me waking him up at 3 o'clock in the morning, for simple things. But I don't do that often. I've done it a lot here lately, messaging him at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's because I'm up and I feel like get up too. I don't feel good. Your favorite patient does not feel good. So yeah, from that flare up, which was awful. Like I said, At 170, my whole body was stiff. My whole body was swollen. I told him, I said, I'm going to end up on Ozempic because I need to be able, to move. But it was all just fluid, just, because my joints and everything was just so inflamed. And all that inflammation, it was just awful. So that's when he decided to do, that was back, that was back in July. I saw him on July 2nd and started my infusions on July 15th. Hey, dude, I see you. I see you, Milton. Bless his heart. Y'all know Milton is, like I said, I am his mother. Hey, Moot. How you doing? Milton said, I know you got my treats. Come on, get up in your co-host chair and I'll give you a treat. Like I said, that was back in July when I managed to get myself to the doctor. There was no way I was missing that appointment. But also, that was the same appointment that I went to where I could barely walk. Oh, I'm sorry, Milton. God is great. God is good. Amen. Lord, he's still sitting there waiting on me to pray over his food so he can eat it. That's the same appointment that I, like I said, that I could barely walk going into. That just the day before, I was headed out of town, y'all. I was going out of town to look at some property because I wanted to move down toward the beach, right? So I was going out of town to look at the property, and on my way out of town, I get a notification of an appointment reminder. Like, did I forget an appointment? No? Yeah. Good thing. I decided, because normally I'd be like, I just rescheduled an appointment. But I'm like, nah, let me go ahead. Good thing. Good thing. Like I said, it's nice now not forcing life, not trying to have things done my way or on my timing. Yes, I was a little bit disappointed. I did not understand, what everything meant at the time. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, little sis. I didn't understand because everything seemed to be lining up so well for me to move down there. And I was not forcing anything. Everything was just falling into place. And I'm like, okay, well, it's meant to be because I do see myself living at the beach. I have a good time at the beach. I don't have to wear my oxygen as much. I don't have to do breathing treatments as much. I'm at peace. My soul is happy at the beach. I'm doing okay. How are you doing, love? And like I said, everything was just falling into place. Everything. And then with one doctor's appointment, now being, having to do infusions, I'm not willing to find another doctor down there. So I just chose to stay here. And there's a reason why it happened. Everything, is divine timing. So there's a reason why it happened the way it happened. There was nothing else that probably could have happened to get my attention to keep me from moving down there other than something with my health. So I'm not upset about it because I know I can still go, and visit like I've been doing. Not as often, but I can still go at least once a year. And I can, since this is not going to be, forever, I still see myself living there. Like I said, my spirit, my soul is so content, so happy. Oh, so complete when I'm at the beach. The sound of the water and just the endless water, I mean, I can sit on the beach or just sit on the balcony and look at the beach for hours in amazement, in awe. Look how God, we can walk right out into the water, but yet the water is still contained where God placed it. Yes, we have instances, where it rises and does major destruction. But the beauty of it all, just looking at the beach, how it's just contained, how it knows where it's supposed to be. But yet, there are no great walls, barriers. You can just simply walk into the water. Just walk right out into the water. I am in awe of God's handiwork, and that in itself lets you know how powerful He is, and therefore how powerful we are. Because we are created in His image. So not just in His, likeness that we look like Him, but in His image, in every aspect of the word, in His image. We are so powerful. We are so powerful. Yes. We are so powerful as humans we don't even realize it. We could probably live to be 900, and with the mindset of this world, we would never tap into all of our powers or understand all of them, let alone exercise them. You know how powerful our words are? How God created everything with words. Like I said, the most powerful words to me in the Bible are 3 words. Let there be. That's in Genesis. That started the whole thing. Let there be. You know how powerful. What do you want to become? What do you want to see in your life? Let there be. That's why I know that what you see right now, what I see right now, is not the outcome. It's not the ending. Because I say let there be all the time. And I know it has to. It has to be. Because I believe it. God didn't speak with hesitancy in His voice. He didn't say, well, maybe there should be. I think there should be, or there could be. He said, let there be, with authority. And that's what we have to do. Speak with authority. When I say speak over your life, don't be like, well, I wish I could, or maybe if you, no. Like I said, I know we're all human. We're all human. I get down sometimes. I'm not always up. I get down sometimes. I get discouraged sometimes. I get frustrated sometimes. But I don't lose faith. I don't lose hope. I've done that for a long time. And now, I can see what God can do. I see everything. The sun being up this morning. What my eyes see, that means he put that part up there just for me. Just for my eyes to see. What you see is just for you. No one else can see through your eyes. So that part that you see is just for you. He did that just for you. How special is that? To wake up every day, every morning, and whatever you see, you know that God did that just for you. Does that change how you feel about yourself? How you feel about God? How you feel about how powerful He is? How powerful you are? It should. Because it changes everything for me. Like I said, there were days the sun could be shining bright. I wouldn't have known it. I never opened up the blinds. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. It didn't mean anything to me. Because I was just that depressed. And now I welcome each new morning, because I know each new morning carries new mercies, new blessings, new beginnings, new opportunities, new favor, new life, new me. I can't go back into yesterday. I can't run back, walk back, and change anything that happened yesterday. But if there is something that happened yesterday that I created, if I made a mistake, if I uh, misspoke to someone, I can still reach out to them today and apologize. Ask for their forgiveness. If I didn't finish something yesterday that I started and I was, like, oh, this is only a 1 day project, I can finish it today. I don't beat myself up for stuff like that anymore. I used to. Sometimes wouldn't go to sleep, wouldn't go to bed until I finished it, no matter how much of a toll it took on my body. If I said I was going to do it, I was going to do it. Now I value rest. I've always valued naps, but now I value rest. Rest is a huge part of mental health. You find someone that is sleep deprived and you couldn't tell the difference between them and a person who is intoxicated. Delusional. I mean, being sleep deprived is awful. Takes a huge toll on the body. Like I said, I lost out on years of sleep, because my mind was racing. But like I said, since starting mental health treatment, I know how valuable rest is. And it's not something that I just changed overnight either, because I had to unlearn and relearn everything that I knew. Everything that I had been taught by others, everything that I picked up along the way myself. I had to reprogram, like I said, unlearn to relearn. So, like I said, that does not happen overnight. I still find myself at times, having to correct myself. But that's the beautiful thing. Now I know to correct myself. Now I don't let a negative thought become a seed. I don't let it grow. I'm going to pluck it and throw it out. Because now I recognize that. I mean, there are different coping skills or tactics that I use when something negative pops up. Sometimes I'll sing a song that makes me happy. Sometimes I'll just start counting out loud. Sometimes I just decide to look around and see what I see or what I smell. It's different things that I've learned to use that work for me. Like I said, the things that I do may not work for you, but like I said, just try it. Even thinking the opposite works for me. When I was making up my mind to come on YouTube, I was like, oh, they're not going to want to see, or hear what I have to say. I don't feel like putting on makeup every day. And then, I had the thought, well, why wouldn't they want to? It's you, girl. So even if it's something silly to make you laugh. But here I am, and here you are. And like I tell people, social media, people are just cruel just because they can be. Just because they're not happy. Hurt people hurt people. Like I said, you don't have happy people running around here hurting people. So you know that they've got to be hurting. So you don't take it personal. You just can't. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from doing what they want to do, what they've been called to do, because they take it personal. Think about it. I don't know the people who come in here and say, oh, you have on oxygen, light a match. I don't know them. But if I can catch their username before they're escorted out, I usually write it on my prayer list. I have several people on my prayer list that have said things like that. Because I don't know what's going on with them, but I know something is going on with them. And they need someone to cover them in prayer. Maybe they don't know or believe in praying for themselves. Sometimes, you get so far in your pain that you don't feel like praying. You don't even know what to say. You don't even know what to pray for. So to have someone praying for you means a lot. Means a lot. So I take it as though, they were meant to come in here and say what they said. Because they were meant to make it onto my prayer list. And I called their names every time I call y'all names. Every time. I just go down the list. And y'all, I'm shaking like a leaf. I feel it. And so I'm pretty sure y'all can see it now. But a lot of it is I'm cold. And a lot of it is, like I said, the infusion treatments that cause this. But, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and end this for this morning. But I'm going to read the daily devotional. I read it when I come on, and I read it when I'm getting ready to get off, so that the ones that missed it in the beginning will have it with them today too. Okay. Today is January 28th, 2026. The daily message is, your worth is not measured by productivity. You are valuable simply because God created you. Accomplishments are good, but they don't define you. Today, rest in the truth that you are loved for who you are, not just what you do. Life rule of the day. You are loved beyond what you produce. The scripture comes from Ephesians 2, verse 10. For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus. Closing prayer. Lord, remind me today that my worth comes from you alone. Amen. There you go. Hopefully that helps you like it helps me to know that your worth is not measured by what you do. And like I said, if you have people around you or someone in your life that only values you because what you do or what you bring to their life, that's not real love. That's not the circle that you want around you. You want people around you who love you, for who you are. Because that's enough. Just being who you are is enough. I mean, I can't be Cousin Leah, I can't be Queen V, I can't be Brittany, I can't be anyone other than Denise. And by me trying to be somebody else, who's gonna be me? And I can do me better than anyone else can. So like I said, being you is enough, and I love you for who you are. I love you because you love me for who I am. And on that note, I'm going to say, have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. On purpose and with purpose. Milton Leroy is he is on his top flight security. Right there. And if somebody come along and hit that one of Milton Leroy, probably kill him. So even though I pay him like he's doing work, we know that Milton Leroy is still on the skittish side. We working on that though. But yeah, I love y'all. I hope the devotional for the day resonates with you and sits in your spirit and gives you something to reflect on, and that you know that you are enough. I love you, Christopher. Have a wonderful day, y'all. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Happy Wednesday. And thank you again, Cousin Leah. Thank y'all for being here. Love y'all.